Hey, everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Touliados, coming out of Athens, Greece. But we have a special guest today, guys, all the way from Tennessee. He is Mr. Olympia. He is the Arnold Classic champion, just launched his own supplement company, 015. Please welcome Brandon Curry.
Good
Yeah.
morning, guys. Good morning.
Hello, Brandon. Thank you so much for this, for approving my invitation. I mean, you're the most prestigious person that I have invited in my show, and I had the privilege also meeting you in person at the 2019 Olympia in Vegas. So I met you first place in meet and greet the Olympians, and we had a picture with the muscular development. You were in the cover. I was riding inside, and I told you, man, if you win the Shando, I'll come and give you my book. So it happened this way. Thank Lord it happened. And I rushed into the stage and told you, Brad, take it, it's yours. I signed it, and then the following day at the seminar we had a picture, and I was really excited because you're among the elite club of the Olympians who have also succeeded winning the Arnold Classic in the same year. Along with Dexter and Ronnie. And you did, congratulations also for second place this year. I mean, you did major improvements, fantastic definition. And congratulations also on your coach, and major on your 015, 015 on your supplement brand. And I want to ask you, I'm living, of course, in Europe, overseas. So is it available that we can have these products of yours?
We are talking with some European distributors as of right now. We've been expanding our reach in our shipping department as well at Tiger Fitness, which is my main source of shipment here. And so we've been able to get some products out to the UK in general right now, but not at the volume that we will in the future when we get a main distributor out there. I have to talk. I have to see exactly where we are with the paperwork on that situation, but it is in the works.
So far you have three products.
Three products right now. We came out first with the Big O, which is our like real food, kind of like meal replacement bar. This has
Yeah.
upwards of almost 500 calories, 480 calories in this one in particular. 24 grams of protein. We use whey hydrogenate, which is fast digesting, and MCT oil with nut butter. So you don't have to worry about artificial sweeteners and stuff like that jacking up your stomach. It's sweetened with a natural food source, natural superfood honey, and so it's been a real hit on the market right now. Everybody loves the taste. So we come up with birthday cake and fruit cereal, and so both of those have been a hit. My wife she had the birthday cake idea. I had the fruit cereal idea. She thought she was going to outsell me, but looks like right now I'm kind of beating her a little bit. So, but
I can
everybody's
tell you,
still.
Brandon, you gave those out as samples at the fan pavilion at the Olympia in Orlando, and I think they were like one third size or one half size, so I had to steal many of them. Yeah, but man, they were delicious. It was the peanut butter one. Was that the one you just showed?
Well, yeah, well, the birthday cake was probably the birthday cake peanut butter. Yeah, the birthday cake peanut butter.
Oh, I was putting those down like they were Tic Tacs. They were delicious.
Yeah, they're great. They're great, easy to eat, easy to digest, and a great way to fit some calories in your calorie window. When you're on the go, when you don't have anything, in reach that you would really like to have. So, and then we have Exalt, which is our pre-workout.
Exalt
This is
gummy
our
cans.
stimulant based pre-workout. It's We have organic caffeine, of course, in here as well as some regular sources. So 257 milligrams of caffeine. So it's not really heavily stimulated. We remove things like beta alanine. A lot of people don't like the effect of beta alanine.
Yeah, it's
I personally don't like that myself, so I didn't include it in the supplement. Got a little creatine in here. We got Hydromax, of course, with some pump. Uh, we have your magnesium, your Himalayan sea salts and stuff for electrolytes. Alpha GPC, neural factor for your focus and concentration. So we try to hit every spectrum in this supplement here for your performance. And then we have expansion that's out right now as well, which is our non-stem pump formula. Now these two can be combined, but this in particular, we added, you got your citrulline base, we got your Hydromax in this one as well. We got our Peak O2 formula, which is our mushroom blend, which is kind of enhances endurance, which is going to enhance your endurance,
yeah.
especially gives you a little bit more endurance to your workout. And of course, we have your electrolytes as well in here as well, and El Norberland as well in this as well. So
Bubblegum, awesome, man.
Yeah, bubblegum and lemon is our flavors in this one. I think we got blue ice pop in the other one, and let's see, blue ice pop and mountain mist as well as gummy candy.
Okay.
Are you planning to launch more products?
Yes, the next to be released, I believe that I've heard of update right now is our whey hydroxylate supplement formula. It's called Big Hydro, and we have basically we're dealing with 2 flavors in this one right now: fruit cereal and red velvet cake. And we added malositol to that formula, 2 grams of malositol, to increase the protein synthesis of that and utilization of the amino acids in that formula as well, to kind of give you even though it's a fast digested protein, it's easy to digest. We wanted to enhance it just a little bit more, give a little bit more bang to the buck. And then after that, we should be somewhere around the same time as Happy Guts, which is our gut formula, which is basically it's our probiotic blend. We have we're one of the only companies that have a core biome as part of our gut supplements, and it's about 15 billion CFUs in this probiotic blend, 100 milligrams of digestive enzymes. So in our community, digestion is becoming more and more important of a factor, and something that I really wanted to focus on, especially when you're dealing with distension, especially when you're dealing with eating high amounts of protein. I think it's very, very important that we have that in our diet as bodybuilders. So I want to add that to the market as well and come up with a unique formula for us bodybuilders.
George, I want to ask a little Olympia-based, training-based stuff, if you don't mind, because Brandon, you looked better. You did improve from 2019 to 2020. When you and Abdullah sat down after you won the Olympia, what were some of the things that you wanted to show improvements on in the next year? And do you feel like you guys did accomplish that?
Well, basically, we wanted to knock the conditioning out of the park. That's basically the number one goal for 2020 in a nutshell. We want to come in shredded, come in condition. And
Brandon, what was your body weight last year and this year?
The body weight last year, I think we're around. I think the highest we were was 247. I think in prejudging. I think we dropped that down to like 242 or something like that for finals, I believe, if I'm correct. This year we came in under 240 for prejudging, so we came in a whole lot tighter, a whole lot more conditioned. But we knew that was the goal. The goal was not to come in necessarily bigger or anything.
I remember those pictures at the Oxygen gym, the very last one with the vest here in the delts and the arms, man. It was also extraordinary, this jogging and the one on the window, the side one.
Right. It's like I said, we were just trying to, like I said, we're coming in as shredded as possible, trying to give the fans and the judges what they wanted as far as the conditioning is concerned. That was the main consensus we were hearing. And since in bodybuilding, it's always about improving. We take the criticism and we make sure we just try to make.
What about the Arnold Classic? They say that your fullest and most complete appearance was at the Arnold Classic when you win 2019. What was your body weight back then?
I think it was pretty similar to this Olympia. I'm not exactly sure. I have to go back with my coach on that one. He has more of the memory for these numbers, but I think it's pretty similar. Yeah.
Your waistline was definitely tighter and smaller at the Olympia a few weeks ago, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, we were focused on being tighter and tighter and tighter. That was the main focus. So we made sure, we kept everything in check as far as that. We made sure, I trained my midsection, holding my poses, making sure I'm keeping my midsection tight. We knew that, if we're going to face field head to head, that would definitely have to be a number one factor that we had to pay attention to. So that's where we went. We went in just to bring in a package to beat and challenge Phil. We're considering the rest of the field, but we knew that he was the number one headliner coming in. He was going to draw the attention, and he was, he's going to come in hungry, and we knew the potential that he had, of course, from the previous years.
Rado, when I saw you at the Arnold, we sit next to each other at the prejudging, and I asked you if you train during the quarantine. I mean, there was no quarantine yet, but I'm asking you, were you trained all the way since the first and the second quarantine during the lockdowns?
Well, basically, we started right after the Arnold. We started training when lockdowns hit. So we were in Carbon, Franklin, actually. Me and my partner were sneaking in there every day and getting our sessions in. And then somewhere about 3 weeks or so into training, maybe a month into training, they announced that the Olympia was being moved, or we got word that the Olympia was being moved. That kind of threw us off for a minute. We didn't really know what to do at that point because we were starting to ramp up, starting to really get into it. So we had to kind of like make an adjustment and pull back a little bit because we realized we had so much more time left. And you know, when the season is long, you can experience some burnout. So
Do you believe that this was against you, or it was more time to prepare, perhaps?
it was. I mean, it's kind of one of those things psychologically. These kind of things, these kind of hiccups are always going to affect you in some form or fashion, positively or negatively. I like to look at the positive, and it allowed me to have some more time with the family that I wasn't going to have, and kind of spend some more time, you know, kind of refreshing myself before I went to Kuwait and really focus on the training. I think overall, the amount of training that I had, preparation going into the show, was no different than it would have been any other year. But it's just the madness and the uncertainty and all this kind of things that Corona, of course, brings. That
How long are you spending down in Kuwait, the Middle East?
Well, I mean, we were 4 months. We were 4 months there this year.
4 months straight, huh?
Yeah. We're left in August, and we went 4 months, and that was one of the things we weren't too sure about, whether I was going to be there, get access, get into Kuwait, get the visa, and be able to train there. That was a big question mark as well.
Are you going to do the same this year? Prepare down there?
If I'm able. This past year we had to come up with some plans A and B and C. Fortunately enough, we had the gyms available and opening up to where, you know, if I needed to stay home, I'd have access to some things that I needed as far as things that I'm used to. And so it's going to be the same for this year. We're going to play it by ear. We don't know this year's just started. We don't know what to anticipate. Of course, we're thinking positively, but the plan is, yes, if we can head to Kuwait and get everything done, we'll do that. If not, then we'll have to come up with plan A, plan B. I mean, I will be here domestically a little bit more because, you know, international travel's a bit shut down. And of course, I'm not with SciTech anymore, so I don't have to, you know, international travel is not necessary as much. But I will be domestically promoting the brand with, you know, international travels kind of, you know, restricted a little bit.
I can tell you, Brandon, you were very much missed. I'm sure you know this at the grand opening of the second Carbon Culture, because it was a party, man. They had the big parking lot. We had booths and music and interviews and podcasts, and it's I don't know, like 4 or 5 times the size of the first location. It's enormous. And you know, but you were in Kuwait because I guess the situation was if you had come back for that, you weren't sure about being able to get back to Kuwait. Was that the deal was?
Yeah, the thing was, it's like, you know, I got this visas, and the visa situation didn't really allow me to leave and get a visa to come back.
Oh,
I found it out when I was trying to come back. So I was trying to
oh.
book everything, and then they were warning me, you know, if you do leave, it's not likely that we're going to be able to get you re-entry. Yeah. So I decided, okay, even though I had the trip booked already and everything was done, I decided not to take the risk.
Gotcha. Now, I was talking to Brent at the opening as I, you know, I'm like an equipment nerd. I go around and like inspect and try out everything. That's my thing. I love equipment. And I suspect that you handpicked all the equipment because there was a ton of incredible leg equipment. You had like all the, what's the brand name of most of the stuff there?
Well, we have Atlantis. Yeah, we have
Atlantis.
We have Arsenal. We have Hoist. We have, let's see. Well, I'll just put it this way. We teamed up with Arsenal Strength, of course, first of all. They're a domestic company in Tennessee, and they've supported us on the first gym opening, and we have a good relationship with them. And then we also teamed up with Men's Mantis, which is ran by Romeo. They were an Olympia sponsor. They have they're out of Romania and Hungary, actually. And basically what they do is they distribute equipment, but they, as a company, they own multiple gyms. And they know the gym scene really, really well. So when I talk to my buddy Romeo about any of the gym, we talk shop when we're together about new equipment, new things coming out. We can relate a lot to these things because I have a lot of interests as yourself. Yeah. So basically, when I told him about my project, he was definitely willing to help me, but he came out with his list for me. So I look at this list for me, and I'm thinking, hey, this guy's got to be reading my mind because I'm going through videos, I'm going through different things that I've used, of course, at Oxygen Gym, you know, different experiences. I've kind of put my list together. And I'm looking at my list, I'm looking at his list, I'm thinking, wow, this has got to be this is a good partnership we're having here. So, he was able to basically fill in the gaps where we needed between the arsenal and some other pieces because he's connected to multiple brands, and we were able to put together a very very good facility. Definitely handpicking everything that I wanted in the facility. So
Coffee machine up front, I like that. But
oh,
microwave, yeah.
did
But
you try the step meals though? Did you try the step meals?
are you kidding me? You have to put a gun to my head to get me on a step mill. But I suspected you picked out the equipment because there's, like I said, there's tons of the leg equipment. That's some of the best leg equipment I've ever seen in a facility, especially that size. Back equipment, you got a huge range of back equipment, but not a lot of arm equipment. There's a few pieces, but I'm thinking Brandon's arms are so enormous. Maybe he wasn't thinking about arm equipment when he picked this.
Well, arm equipment, and it's in the sense of arm equipment in general. Most people don't build arms on arm equipment.
That's true. That is a good point. Very good point.
So I had a little piece in there for convenience for some of the basics, but I know about arm training, so I know most people, regardless of how many arm pieces you are, they're still gonna grab those dumbbells and those barbells.
It works, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Brandon, are you thinking about the repeating your Arnold Classic title?
I am not thinking about competing my Arnold Classic title. I mean, that was a great year for me, doing both shows, but it was rough. It was a rough year for me. I didn't really understand how rough it was. I just thought it was just me. And then I went back and looked at Ronnie's experience and heard some of his stories about his experience going to both shows. And I was thinking, well, okay. I can see now it was rough. So I don't intend to do that. Plus, we don't really know when the Arnold's going to be this year. Still questionable how close it's going to be to the Olympia. Yeah. So I don't really want to commit to that right now in my mind until they have some final solid dates. And if we can make it work, maybe. Yeah. But if not, I'm not going to push it.
So you had to peak. Everyone that's done both shows like yourself, early March, and then mid-September. It's basically 6 months exactly apart. They're talking about moving the Arnold maybe to June, but I'm also hearing September. But if the Olympia stays where it is, which I'm getting a feeling they're going to keep it there now. I don't know why I feel that, but would you prefer if you ever did both shows in the same year again, would you rather it be in June so you had 6 months, or would you rather it be just 3 months away? What would work better for you as an athlete?
I think closer is better. Closer is definitely better because when it's so far away, you're basically shutting down and restarting again.
Yeah.
And that kind of affects your metabolism differently than if you're kind of staying in range.
Perhaps do a little bit of off-season fast,
Right, exactly. And then when you go into the off season, it's so important to get your calories at a certain level. Yeah. If you don't have that window to get those calories really, really high, it's going to make that dieting phase a lot harder. You're going to suffer a lot more trying to get to where you need to be. So that's what I experienced. So if it's closer, that'll make it more likely, definitely.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, Athleticon too, obviously I'm not sure when they're planning that, but I'm thinking you want to be in Athleticon as well as the Olympia. Athleticon is going to be off the hook.
Athleticon is all about the paperwork, I'm a businessman. So you got to be able to read between the lines and you got to be able to, know what you're signing up for. It's a new show. And, it's a lot of celebrity behind it, a lot of star power behind it, but, that doesn't mean much unless it's got a good incentive to do the show. So we'll wait and see.
True. I mean, we know nothing about it really, except The Rock. We're just saying The Rock. We love The Rock. So it's
in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah. Brandon, I'm trying to remember. Abdullah Alotabi, your coach, was he also Ramy's coach?
Abdullah was actually responsible for going and pulling Ramy out of Egypt. Like Abdullah, what he told me, he was the one that went and kind of retrieved Ramy and brought him onto the staff. Nobody was apparently expecting Ramy to be much of a bodybuilder in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he just started developing, started training, and they started noticing. Yeah. So, Abdullah has had his hands in, some form or fashion of development of all the athletes in Oxygen Gym because he's just so passionate about the sport.
Yeah.
And he can't help it. He just can't help it. I mean, he's gonna do what he can. I mean, particularly with any of the athletes that he can while they're there. So, so Ramy was pre-me, but I've only heard the different stories of, when Ramy first came to the gym and stuff like that. So
yeah. But so he's somebody that he was on everyone's radar. It's not like anybody said this guy sucks. He's no threat. I don't think anybody felt that way about him. But
No.
I gave up on him being Mr. Olympia a few years ago, to be honest with you. After like 2017, 2018, I just said, I don't know. I think he'll be like this close, but he's never going to get it. I don't see him ever getting that extra condition. I don't see any improvement in his muscle maturity. He looked the same to me for a very, very long time, which is weird because he hasn't been training that long. I think
Right.
he only started, like you said, when they brought him over from Egypt, I think he was like 200 pounds off season weight.
Right. Was it like 2010 or something like that?
I think it might have even been later than that because he turned pro in 2012. Yeah, I know. Didn't he just go over there to be like one of the guys picking up
Yeah.
everyone's weights, like your weights and stuff?
Yeah, I'm going by the video. That famous video that's out with Ramy in his trainer outfit, and he's joking with the guys, showing his bicep. I think they said that was from 2010.
Yeah.
So I think he didn't compete till like a year after that or something like that. So for the first time. So yeah, he came up very, very fast. Now with Ramy, it's always been the mental side of the sport that I think has kind of affected how he's able to perform. He needs to be in a solid camp where everybody's like on top of him, making sure he does what he needs to do, and he's not deviating from
what surprised me about Ramy is that he has changed 6 trainers so far. Huh?
Right.
He tried almost everything apart from Milos, so tried any kind of,
But I'm thinking that he's been with Chad the longest now, if you think. Besides of course Oxygen Gym, but outside of Oxygen Gym, I
guess with Chad he had the best results. He was also third at the Arnold. He was pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, Kuwait had him in second place at the Olympia back in 2017.
Yeah.
It was not as good as now.
Besides Oxygen Gym, I think, it's normally after each season he'll switch coaches. So he's been with Chad for a little bit longer than a season, I think now. So
No, so my question is, Brandon, I know you love the guy, he's a good dude and everything, but you want to beat his ass next year. So obviously you're not going to try to play the 315-pound game. Like even he failed at that game. That was not the right strategy for Ramy. He had to streamline down. So what are your strong points that you can emphasize even more next year to get past this guy?
Well, I've thought about that multiple times. Now with Ramy, he has the kind of physique to where I'm not going in like I'm going against Phil Heath. I'm not going in trying to maximize, all the detail and all the everything, because I have this guy I'm going to have to stand next to that's going to be really big. That doesn't mean I'm going to outsize him by any means, but I think comparatively a fuller physique, conditioned but fuller physique will compare better to Ramy because it allows some of my body parts to pop a little bit more and bring more attention to my physique. So I'll definitely try to come up with a fuller package to compete against Ramy. Of course, we're going to bring the conditioning because we want to outdo him on multiple levels in order to beat the champ, of course.
Yeah.
But that's the goal. We're going back to the drawing board, making sure, we bring up the lower body even more because Ramy is so dominant down there. And just making sure the back is even more dominant because I think there's some holes in Ramy's game from the back. Making sure we can even improve upon the hamstring tie-ins and the hamstrings even more with the glutes because we want to be able to dominate some of those back shots. Right now, he has some very dominant shots. I'm looking at the side chest. His side tricep is good for a big man. I think he gets points just for being able to hit the side tricep, being that big.
Because he can reach?
Yeah, because he can reach. But in the side chest, he's really dominant because he has something different downstairs than anyone else on stage that just kind of distracts from everything. It's like he has all these lines and mountainous crevices and everything going on from the side. Up top, the side chest is not that impressive. He's round, but it's not like crazy dominant. But down low, it's just so distracting. And I'm looking at
and his separation to the inner thigh. I mean, sometimes it looks kind of blocky to the adductors inside.
Right.
Perhaps some femoral fluid. I don't know. And to the lower back, he has some room to improve.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The main thing is Ramy's got a look now. Is he going to be consistent? Is he going to be able to bring it to the same level or even improve? My job is to still improve. And if I continue to improve, I think that's going to give me an advantage coming in 2021.
Ramy has to be on spot. Perfect conditioning in order to win. Otherwise, he's losing the game. He doesn't win it because of size. He wins because of conditioning. So
Right.
he has to bring the same body weight below 300. Otherwise, if he goes above, then we got the same picture as the early years.
Right. And will the judges be as awed by a Ramy coming in with a similar or the same kind of package? Because judges compare you against yourselves a lot of times.
Yeah.
And if they're looking at you and they see you, you're not really different. They're not really awed by you. You're not really.
I mean, yeah. This year the level was so high with you. I mean, with improved version of you, with Ramy, with Phil, and with Hadi, than last year when you win against Raleigh and also Hadi. It didn't seem so much of a difference, but it was deep water this year.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Even an improved version of yours was not enough to make you. Of course, you had a runner-up, but the point is, last year you had an inferior version of yours, and you dominated over other guys, exceptional guys also.
Right. It's like when we saw Hadi for the first time last year. He had such an impression, a dominant impact, because this is the
By
first
the way,
time.
Hadi was better last year.
Right. But you can say that, but I've seen pictures to where he was almost spot on. I think
Sharper.
He was better at prejudging last year than this year. He gained some ground at finals to where I think he almost looked. I think that's in the picture comparisons where he looked the same as 2019. Now coming and seeing him bring that package to the stage, I think the fans and the judges were like, "Whoa!" They were kind of like Ramy did this 2020 year. Yeah. So when Hadi came back this year, of course he was impressive, but I don't think he was able to wow the judges as much as he was in 2019.
And of course, you got the best V taper,
right?
From the rear, it's exceptional. Your tiny midsection and your wide clavicles, This is what they are looking, the classic look,
Yeah, to your credit, Brandon, I'm sure you've heard it, but a lot of people were saying in the back shots, Phil's legs he still has you on the legs, but the back shots, you guys were very comparable. Some people were giving you the back shots, and that doesn't happen against Phil Heath very often at all. He's dominated.
That was the goal. That was actually a goal going into the show, is to compare well with Phil from the back. And, we worked hard to try to do that. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I just knew that would be a conversation that people wasn't expecting to have. So we were able to capitalize on some things. And that's what we're looking to going into 2021. What we were able to do in 2020 was great. And we had a whole new year, a whole new time to prepare, whole new strategy that we have to game up. And that's what makes bodybuilding exciting for me. I mean, of course, winning all the time would be great, but I'm not the kind of guy that came into the sport winning all the time. So it's not like I'm in any different position. I'm just hungry to improve and get better. I'm still loving what I'm doing, and I'm just happy I got another year ahead of me just to be able to do it.
Yeah. Question about the business side of it, Brandon. I've heard some of these guys say that they wish they'd started up all these things while they were still actively competing and really in the public eye so much, instead of waiting till, because when you stop competing, unless you're like Ronnie Coleman, you won 8 Olympias, you do start to fade from the public memory. But you did it while you were Mr. Olympia. You opened up 2 gyms, you started up a supplement company. So I guess on one hand, it's a great thing, but on the other hand, it's a lot of responsibility to take on while you're still trying to be the best bodybuilder on the planet.
Well, in order to do something that many don't do, you need to have a plan that many don't have. So fortunately for me, I have such a strong team around me that are able to fill in the gaps. They know what I do. They know what's required of me to be the best that I can be. So I have a team. My wife, first of all, is a big part of that. For kind of helping me to navigate everything and being able to trust people around me to perform the way they need to perform without me. So we go back to Brent Laffey. He's a great partner for me to have. Yeah. And my management team there at the gym, they've been doing a great job, keeping everything in order while I've been on the go. And I can trust these guys to do what we need to do when I'm having to do what I need to do. Then we got Mark Lobliner and the Tiger Fitness crew over there. They can be they're just awesome. They're just awesome. Anything we need, we communicate so well. Marcus, he's been in this field for so long. He knows it like the back of his hand. And I can trust what he says. I can trust his guidance. I can trust his experience. And it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that because as a bodybuilder, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. We're not an island. We need a whole crew of people to make us look good, make us successful. And I've been able to be blessed with the same thing in these business ventures of mine. having a great team behind me that allowed me to be the best bodybuilder I can be, while helping me with the business side as well, keep these things going. So I couldn't do it if I had to do it all on my own. It wouldn't happen. But fortunately for me, I've been able to be equipped with just great teams around me, people that want me to be successful, want to be successful.
Yeah.
Brandon, what was the transition year for you before 2019 when you won the Arnold Classic? When do you believe yourself that you're gonna be the major guy on the game?
Yeah, after we left the Olympia in 2018, being that I got fifth place, and Sean previously got fifth place, and he won the Olympia the following year. It just clicked in my head. Okay, if Sean can do it, I can do it. And then at the time, I was thinking I only got to beat Sean because Phil was questionable.
Right.
And so that was motivation enough going into the Arnold. So the strategy was after 2018, okay, we're gonna go in and win the Arnold, set the narrative for the Olympia. I'm gonna be the main guy to challenge Sean Roden for the title if I won the Arnold. So that's what we went to do. Went in, came in. I knew I could win the Arnold. Went in there and won it, and I was like, okay, now we set the narrative. Now the game is set, and it's almost like playing chess. You got checkmate here. So then some things changed, of course. Sean Roden, of course, got us in situations he wasn't able to compete. So I'm seeing all this whole narrative just change around me. Now I'm questioning whether Phil Heath is going to come back. He's teasing a little bit like that year, but he didn't commit. And so I was just like, okay, well, what do we have here? Okay, whatever we have here, I have to get ready. The prep was a little bit harder. I had to push a little bit harder, but we were able to pull it out.
Yeah.
And so I did have the confidence that I was going to be able to take that year. I just didn't know under what circumstances.
Surprisingly, William Bonac, who is at the seminar of the Arnold, you said that he's your main opponent in a rival. He was down to place 5 this year, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a major threat to you. I mean, according to your shows,
Well,
it was the guy you were battling with.
William always has been one of the athletes that has pushed me mentally and physically in my career. Even when he was doing very well and I was sucking really bad, he would literally get into my ass literally and say, "What's wrong with you? You're better than this. You need to show up. I expect you to show up. I'm expecting to compete against you for the title, for this title, whatever show it may be, and you don't show up." So he's always been real with me, and confessed his expectations towards me as an athlete. So we're very, very close in that way, and I respect him a lot in that way because we're family man and we're just doing the best we can do. But he told me, I think it was in 2017, backstage at Olympia. He says, one day it's gonna be me and you, me and you on stage at this show on the title. And he was right. He was definitely right. So he's always been that guy, that saw things in me, pushing me to be better. Because I think when he said he came up, he was looking up to me. And then he at some point surpassed me and was disappointed with the level of performance I was competing at. So he let me know.
Yeah, you're one of those success stories because you're one of those guys that prior to 2017, I never ever, if someone said, "I'll bet you $1,000," or if they want to make a bet that you'd be Mr. Olympia, I said, "Oh, I'll take that bet that he won't. I'll take that all day," because I didn't see it. But man, that was the year you went to Kuwait in the fall of 2016. 2017, you came out and won Arnold, Australia, then the New Zealand show.
New Zealand,
you won
Australia,
a bunch of them.
Yeah.
New
Zealand,
and it
Australia. I won
Brazil.
Rigno that year.
So yeah, and you were, it was a different Brandon Curry. The physique had, because usually guys, if they've been a pro for a few years and they look a certain way, that's all you're ever going to get out of them. You're never going to see what you want to see. I was like, man, if this guy, look at the round, the fullness, look at the joints. If he just filled out a little bit more and got a little more and got his condition down, this guy could be great. But I didn't think it would happen. Then boom, yeah.
You broke out by the NPC, right? Overall,
yeah,
NPC over 2012.
I was a USA champion in 2008. Yeah.
Oh, what a breakthrough!
And by the way, Brandon competed against the Greek Mike Kefalinos, Mike K.
Oh yeah, Mike was a good teammate. It's a good teammate of mine. So we used to always travel together, compete together.
Cytec also, Cytec.
Yeah, Cytec, yeah. So we traveled together. We always competed together. I love Mike, man. He was always trying to get me out there to Greece. So
yeah.
I miss
Brandon,
Mike around.
You've been to so many countries. Obviously Kuwait's where you spent the most time, but out of other countries that you visited, which ones do you enjoy going back to? Which ones do you enjoy the most for whatever reasons?
I enjoy traveling, period, all around the world. So there's not a place that I haven't been that I wouldn't go back.
Hmm.
You know, I enjoy going to Brazil. I enjoy going to Hungary. I enjoy going to you know, the Middle East, Dubai, Kuwait. I
I
enjoy.
met you in the people in Germany. I met you
Yeah, I enjoy.
2000.
I love going to Germany because Germany is always a fan fest in Germany. You know you're gonna get the best, most hardcore fans in Germany. Australia is always great. I mean, I went to Iraq last year. I had a good time in Iraq, of all
Wow.
places.
Hmm.
When we were in terrorist threat level orange, I think, and everybody was supposed to be leaving. I was going, but I had a good time. I had a great time.
Did you have a Canada shirt on, like a Canada flag?
No, no, no,
Huh?
no, I didn't.
You know,
Surprisingly, I didn't.
a lot of
You know,
Americans do that when they're in the Middle East.
I would imagine, but believe it or not, man, it was great treatment, great hospitality. You know, it was actually a very, very cool trip for me, considering all the media that was going on at the time.
Iraq, wow. Huh. So, are you on like a? Did you take a little break after Olympia? I know you got to finally spend some time with the family. And what was it, like 3 days in Disney? How long were you guys there?
We went to 4 different parks, so we had
Ooh,
4 Disney days.
oof.
Except the only day we didn't go to Disney was Christmas because they were
Okay.
closed. But we went to days like 3 days before, and then the day after Christmas we went to a park as well, Epcot. So we had a Disney adventure. The kids loved it. We teamed up. We had the Low Blonder family with us as well. So you know they have 3 kids of their own. So the kids had a blast. We had a nice crazy house. They had all kind of arcade games, a swimming pool, and all kind of stuff in there. They were always busy in there having fun.
I remember
Causing
your
ruckus.
children on stage last year after you were holding the chandel. All your
Yeah.
family was over. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they were there. They were happy. Like my son, he actually, my son and my oldest daughter, they were in Atlanta because he was playing for the national championship in football,
Oh wow.
which they won. He got defensive MVP, and they beat a team that gave him hell at another tournament, which was very, very great. But so they flew in later after the Olympia and joined us in our Disney Park adventures. So yeah, we had a great time. I've only been to the gym one time since the Olympia, believe it or not. Well,
Good.
outside of photo shoots. I went one morning when I got like 2 days, a day or two after I got home, and I did some cardio because I felt guilty from eating so much. And then I haven't been to train or lift yet. So I caught a little bit of a cold this week, which made me probably not go to the gym this week. So that's probably a good thing because I probably would have been in there already. So I'm going to get back in the gym, but it's no rush. I'm enjoying family, regrouping with home life, and you know, the kids going back to school today. It's very interesting. So it's been a long time since I've been in this environment and kind of, you know, seeing all these things click on all cylinders. So it's I'm taking it all in. I'm enjoying it. And the gym will always be there. Plus, it's gonna be packed this time of year. I mean, I've seen pictures already. The gym is cranking right now. It's awesome. So
Your kids must be. You have 4 kids, right?
yes, 4, yes.
4. They must be like so psyched to finally have dad, because you're 4 months. You're off in the other side of the world, and then you're obviously when you're doing prepping for shows anyway. It's very very time consuming. So they must be psyched to have their dad for a couple weeks with no dieting, no training, no coaches, nothing like that. Just their dad.
We're all probably gaining weight because of I'm pretty sure we're all eating up everything. But yes, I'm making. I got one son. He's addicted to making paper airplanes, and so I've been making some paper airplanes with him. Something I haven't done in years. But I could still do it. I can still make them fly. You know.
Yeah.
But
So
so things like that, simple things with the family, making fires outside in the back and just hanging out, different things like that.
not everyone realizes, these kids have quite the genetics, not just your muscular genetics. Doesn't Brandy, like everyone in her family, is a professional athlete of some kind?
Yeah, she has plenty of professional athletes in her family background. So, you know, yeah, athletes, period, in general. She was a crazy athlete herself, being a young lady in Hawaii,
Mm.
from boxing to basketball to
Wow,
football.
boxing.
So, you know, to what I think she said, what Kempo, karate. I mean, she's done a lot of different things as well. Before we got married, she was doing a traditional Muay Thai. So I used to go with her to practice every day and see her spar with guys and toughen up her shins and all this kind of stuff. It was pretty cool.
Jeez, so she's a badass. I had no idea she could fight like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Muay Thai, that's no joke. That's
Yeah.
elbows and knees and They beat the crap out of each other, those people.
Yeah, she was like one of the ring girls in Hawaii for K1 that used to only be a ring girl so she can be close to the fights.
It's crazy. A ring girl who can also fight, because usually they're just these bikini girls in little shiny dresses.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brandon, do you follow now a strict diet schedule, or just free? You have cheating meals and during the holidays?
Well, right now I'm just eating. I'm eating for enjoyment. I'm not worried about meal frequency or how much volume of food. My wife, she's enjoying cooking for me, so she'll normally make me breakfast and make me a couple meals throughout the day. You know, just for some things she want to do for me since I'm home. So I'm just kind of relaxing right now and enjoying my time, adjusting back to some normal life. When I get back to training, then I'll start focusing more on exactly what I'm taking in a little bit more. Because that's just what I do is performance. When I'm training, I'm worried about how I perform.
So you have been around all the world, and do you believe the Oxygen Gym is the best place in the world to train, even better than the best gym in New York City?
It's
The
not the
atmosphere
best.
and
It's not the
equipment.
best. It's not the best gym in the world for everyone.
Hmm.
It requires a certain kind of personality, as I experienced with other athletes, to be able to train in a place like Kuwait.
What
Now,
about the facilities and the equipment?
the facilities and equipment, yeah, it's off the charts. You're not going to get someone that has the resources and is so into equipment that they're always researching equipment, always changing equipment out. Every time I go in his office, he has his computer screen up. He's always looking at equipment.
Hmm.
I mean,
Wow.
all different kinds of equipment, and you never know what's going to pop up in the gym.
Huh.
I mean, you never know. Like you pop up one day and there's 3 new pieces of equipment, and you're like, okay, this is crazy. But it's just that environment. You know, he's always looking to better his environment. And the gym I train in is not his new gym, but he's remodeled the gym. He added a floor to the gym. He goes above and beyond the things you think a businessman would do in the industry, because he loves the community, he loves the sport, he loves the business, and he just wants to set us up apart. So when you have that attitude, you're gonna get some of the best gym in the world, and it's just, and being that he has so many gyms, if you don't like one, you can always go to another one, and you'll be like, man, this is crazy. So I think he's right now he's got projects in Dubai. He's probably finishing some products in Saudi Arabia. I want to say I haven't been, but I know he had a gym open last year in Abu Dhabi, and I think he's mentioned going to Qatar. I think in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So he has several gym projects in the Middle East right now, and they're all great gyms. I mean, all great gyms. So you're gonna get that Oxygen Gym experience in Dubai now, in Saudi Arabia now. I think Qatar is coming soon. So you know what I'm talking about when you experience these gyms.
Yeah, no, they're in Kuwait City. I think he's got 3 or 4 locations alone, right?
Well, he has one in Kuwait City, but in Kuwait itself, I think there's 6 Oxygen gyms.
Wow. But you always go to that Jabriya one, the original?
Yeah, Jabriya is not the original one,
Not
but
the original one.
that's where Batter has his office.
Okay.
I think it's the second or the third. I think it may be the third gym that he built.
Gotcha.
But it's just one of his babies, and he's always going to be there at that gym. He shows up, he does his business there, and us as athletes, we live right next door, so we just to walk away.
You know the only thing I don't like about Oxygen Gym, Brandon, why I would not want to train there?
What's that?
No hot chicks in yoga pants.
Hey, you know what? That
Probably for the best though.
If you miss that, you may be surprised how much you benefit from not having it.
I was thinking that you would actually be able to focus 100% instead of like always be like like a dog seeing a squirrel.
Exactly,
anyway.
man. It's no distractions, and you don't even have music in Oxygen Gym. So if you're trying to get in your zone, you got to bring your headphones in. So it's a very interesting atmosphere with no women. I get surprised at how little I see women in my normal life in Kuwait, unless I'm just walking around in public. I remember it used to be refreshing when we had women working in the cafe. So just go to the cafe and actually speak to women, because you never really saw them.
No distractions. You train also with Rolly over there?
I train with Rolly on occasions. We do train together and get sessions in on occasions. We don't train together continually because we don't have the same coach or the same training schedule. But every once in a while, Rolly will jump in with us on a day or a body part, or even if I have to train with Oscar on a day, my coach is doing something, I'll train with Rolly and the crew. So it's always fun training with Rolly because he's like this gym machine that just goes, and he worries about his pain later.
Yeah, I know you were bummed. We were all bummed that he didn't get to Olympia, man. I really wanted to see him up there.
I was so bummed. I call him, and I'm like, bro, how you feel? He's like, bro, I'm fine. I'm like, what do you mean you're fine? I'm fine, bro. I feel nothing. He's like, you feel nothing? He's like, no. He said the nurse come and she's telling me I'm hot. I'm like, I don't feel hot. She's like, yes, you're very warm. He says, I feel fine. I feel normal. And she takes his temperature and he's got a fever. He says, but I feel nothing. I feel nothing, bro.
Yeah, I think Ramy had no symptoms when he tested positive. I don't think he ever got. A lot of people don't get. I think it's 1 in 5 people don't have any symptoms at all. Something like that.
Exactly. It's something like that. But Rolly took 4 tests. I mean, no, 3. He took 3 COVID tests, and all of them were positive. and he's sitting there at home like, oh, this sucks. I feel normal. I want to go to gym.
No. He was posting on Instagram asking people in Turkey, what's the best gym? I want to go to the gym.
That's before he left Turkey. That's like right after he took a COVID test. He's looking to go train.
Of course. Yeah. He is the beast, the Dutch beast. Yeah.
That's Rolly for you, man.
Brian, will you have any seminars or guest posing appearance in the States?
Yeah, we'll be doing some gym seminars specifically. And I'll also be training. We'll be traveling with 015 to do some appearances as well this year. We're still just working out the travel schedule since it's so early, and some of the areas are still kind of under some restrictions, so we kind of work out the semantics. But with stores up in the Northeast, we'll probably be up your way, Ron. And, definitely with the 015 brand, and with some seminars specifically at the gym, which we're scheduling. We're scheduling with Brent over the past couple of days of who we want to come.
I assume you're going to have a booth at the next Olympia, right?
At the next Olympia, yes, we plan to have a booth, hopefully. And I'll be talking to Bob Lorimer about maybe doing a booth at the Arnold as well this year. So
yeah, but I would tell everyone, keep a close. It's at 015. What's the Instagram page?
015 Nutrition. 015 Nutrition. Like I said, #1 retailer for us is tigerfitness.com.
Yeah.
You go there, you can get great prices, great delivery, and great fast shipping. And then we got some local in our local area. I don't know if you're Nutrition Factories. I don't know if they're up in Northeast yet.
No,
but Nutrition Factories are carrying the brand in stores right now too. And then we have some more news coming out. Stay tuned. Some other big chains going to carry the brand as well. So the brand is moving. I've been getting a lot of good feedback. A lot of people are excited. Especially some of the people tell me they can't stop eating the bars. and then this stack has been really good for a lot of people. People been stacking these two, and sending me messages about the mental focus and the pump like that they've been having. So that's always good to hear. I'm always good to hearing good feedback from people that use the products and people that enjoy the brand.
Were you planning to have the supplement company after you win the Olympia? So when did this idea of yours?
Oh yeah. It came actually, like I said, we released it before the Olympia. So the idea, the planning came before the Olympia. We were kind of just figuring out, okay, once we started discussing it, I'm with a team. They just said, let's go. Let's just go for it. Let's start figuring out. So before I left for Kuwait, I was testing formulations. I was in the gym testing flavors. I was trying to see what I liked about this, what I didn't like about that. And then I got to Kuwait. I took some stuff with me to Kuwait, and I ran out of Exalt. I ran out, and I was like, you know what? I really like that. I was really getting used to this, and now it's out. Now I'm missing it. So I'm like, okay, that's good. That's a good thing that I'm missing the supplement. So, and then I got back, and I'm even testing. Like right now, I'm testing our intras, and we're coming up with three flavors for that. So I've been enjoying the process of really just kind of tinkering and playing in the gym and trying to figure out what we're going to do next. So it's something that I wanted to do and had been discussed with some other people previously. But the plan didn't really click as much as it did when I was talking to Mark.
It's the first time that the reigning Mr. Olympia brings his supplement company. You know,
I think
everybody
so,
who
yeah.
retires, yeah, as you said, Ron in the beginning, Jay Cutler afterwards, Ronnie Coleman afterwards, Rich Gaspari afterwards. But it's
Kevin.
the only reigning champ. I mean, before the 2020 Mr. Olympia, you brought your supplement company as a Mr. Olympia, and was the best promotion for that.
Yeah, it was a great promotion. I mean, we had to capitalize on that because the main thing that we wanted to do, we wanted to make sure we had some representation at the Olympia. So when we finally agreed, it was wives that kind of got these things going, got the conversations going. My wife, Mark's wife, at a park one day training with the girls soccer over quarantine with some professional soccer players from Europe. They were training every day with these guys. So the wives get to talking and you know, communicating and they get to running things by us. And then of course, guys get together, we get to discuss different things. So the plan came. It's like, okay, this is a good year. Why not? Why not get the promotion going into the Olympia? Why not? It's a great opportunity to get the brand out there, to get the face of the brand out there. So it just came together. At the right time. And most things are about timing and relationships. So fortunately, we have good relationships, and the timing was great, and the brand so far is doing very, very well. Yeah, I mean, even after Black Friday, people's like, after Black Friday, really? That's what most people do themselves. But like I said, right after Black Friday, we still got a great response. It's been awesome. So I thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the support out there. All the people that follow the 015 Nutrition brand. It's been awesome. Thanks for the feedback. We really appreciate it, and more to come.
Yeah, I mean, you're living the dream, Brandon. Most guys, most bodybuilders, two things they dream about. Man, I'd love to own a gym someday. Man, I'd love to have my own supplement company. Man, I'd love to be Mr. Olympia. You did all that, and most people would also say, well, I couldn't have any personal life if I did that. I'd have to just be me, business, business, business. But you got a beautiful wife, beautiful family. You're doing it right, guy. You're just, I think you're a great role model in every aspect. And I hope you get your title back. I love Ramy too. I'd be happy. I'm happy for anyone that wins because you guys all work. This is so much work, so much time, so much effort. I'm always happy, but I'd love to see you do what Jay did in 2009 and come back and get his title back because I know it's going to happen again. Another Mr. Olympia is going to get his title back.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always a new narrative to create. You never want to completely follow in anybody else's previous narratives, but creating a new narrative and kind of taking some things from being another guy to get the title back like Jay. That'd be awesome. I mean, that'd be awesome. We never know what life is going to throw at us, and I take any blessing and any favor that I can get. I'm not going to complain. So I'm looking to come back and challenge the title, of course. I'm very happy for Ramy, and I know things have been big for Ramy and his family and his team. It's good to see that, and I know Ramy's a good guy. I've known him for a little while now, so it's cool. It's cool. It's okay that bodybuilding has it's okay that I'm not on top right now. I think I'd probably do better when I'm not on top historically. So,
but you're the success story. I mean, in 3 shows, 2 wins and 1 second place. This is a perfect result. Ramy in his previous show was 3rd, and the previous Olympia didn't compete. So you're the success story.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I
feel like from a fantastic year.
I feel like it's a success story, and it felt like a win. It felt like a win for me, and I've been nothing but happy and looking forward to the future. But it was a good experience for me. This Olympia. A lot of people, I tell people like, no feeling sorry for me. I had a great time. I had a great showing, and there's more to come. I'm not done. So it's not like my last year like Dexter Jackson, and it's time to be sad and sorrow and nothing like that. So I got more in the tank, and I still love the sport, still healthy. So I'm ready to go at it.
You're in your prime now in everything.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think that's a great place to wrap it up. Brandon Curry, Mr. Olympia, Arnold class champion, owner of 015 Nutrition, Carbon Culture Gyms, getting out of breath trying to say all that stuff. Thank you so much for being on the show today. We appreciate it very much. Dr. George Tsouliados, Dr. Testosterone, thanks for setting this up. You're putting some amazing guests together for a show that was just supposed to be Q&A about chemicals and stuff like that. So we've really revamped it. Thanks, guys. So everybody,
all the best, Brandon, to this year.
I appreciate you, Doc, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much. And I know it's early. I may not be a spring chicken this morning. Got a little bit of a cold sound. So I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. And I thank you guys for the support always.
Yeah, just as a final note, guys, he did this at 7 a.m. his time. Okay. On a Monday morning. So
With a
thank you,
cup
guys.
of coffee, yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah, with my
everybody.
coffee, yeah.
Thanks for watching. Ask Dr. Testosterone. We'll see you next time.